is going on, YouTube? What a glorious day to be alive. I'm out riding the Harley Roadster, and I wanted to share a few thoughts about what my plans are for this bike, what I want to do with it. One of my builds, I had mentioned in the past, one of my builds I had done was a XR 1200, and I built a Cafe Roadster style bike. Clip-ons, rear sets, Olin shocks, Terigami 2-in-1, and that bike was amazing. I had paintwork done, single solo seat. I'll throw a picture up on the screen to take a peek at it. That's in general the direction I'm going to go with this bike right here. And this one's all black. Dude. So in general, this one's all blacked out, murdered out. So I'm going to keep in the spirit of that theme. Though maybe this winter I'll do some interesting stuff with paintwork on the rear tail section when I do the solo seat. I'm going to put clip-ons up here on the handlebars, which should be annoying to ride. And, I'm going to put rear sets on it. I need to work on the suspension. The suspension is really stiff on the rear end of this bike, so I need to soften it up some. And we'll get to that. I need to see if I have a spanner wrench that fits the shock. I put about 200 miles on it yesterday. Just broke 280 miles on it now. So I've, 220 till I get the first service done. And we'll knock that out. Some of the things I'm going to do when I say murder the bike out, that's a slang term for basically darking out the entire bike. I'm going to do a flush mount black gas tank cap. The clip-ons will be black as well. The rear sets will be black as well. The air filter, most people are going with the heavy breathers, which is kind of this big protuberance that sticks out on the side of the bike. And me being so tall and lanky, my knee's going to smack it. It'll be super annoying for me to ride with one of those. And I can't really say I'm a fan of the design, having to bust out a rain sock to put over it every time it rains. That's all I need, is just one more thing to keep track of in my life. Along with my rain gear, all my chargers for my phones, my GoPro, microphones, etc, etc, etc. So far, I freaking love this bike. I just can't stand the mid controls. They are killing me. When you paddle the bike around in the garage, they're jabbing you in your shins and your ankles. I'm so used to the wide glide, but forward controls aren't going to happen on a Cafe Roadster, so I'm going to go with the rear sets, and hopefully that'll tuck my legs back up underneath me a little better. More knee room if my legs are swung back some. Be interesting to see if it puts more pressure on my wrists with that style of riding on this particular bike. In the case of the XR I built, absolutely it did. A couple of things I'm absolutely amazed at on this bike. Most of the Sportsters in the past, when you look between the edge of the seat and like your oil tank or your battery cover, you could see the frame and you could see the welds on the frame. It was always kind of cheesy in my opinion. I have to give Harley-Davidson a thumbs up on this particular bike. They put a tack welded on a fascia plate over it and painted to match the frame, so you don't see any of that. I'll get a picture of it and throw it up on the screen. Another thing I really enjoy is, probably can't see it, gotta zoom in here, you have a gear indicator. Now check this out. When I pull in the clutch, wham, it's gone. Let the clutch out, pops right back up. I don't quite understand that thought process. It would have been nice if it still showed what gear it was in with the clutch to press. Pull up to a stoplight. Are you in first gear? Are you in second? Third? Would have been nice to know. So, but a little annoying, but nevertheless, I'm still happy to have a gear indicator. Now, I want to talk about the gearing on this particular bike. I've ridden a lot of sporties. I'm telling you, this bike does not need a 6th gear. The 5th gear is geared so tall at 60 miles an hour, I'm almost lugging the engine in 5th gear. absolutely incredible. So I swear they have got to have changed the gearing on this particular bike. So I'm gonna have to do some research on that and verify if my beliefs are correct. Kind of taking it easy. It's hunting season here and the deer are going to be a bit frantic, so I'm not warping it up going through here, trying to allow extra time for a panic stop. I ordered a box of tidbits, and I'll do videos on the installation and the how-to and my thoughts, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. One of the items is I'm going to pull the tank. Believe it or not, built into this digital readout on the gauge cluster is a built-in gas gauge. Now, I only have 3.1 gallons, and I've only filled it up 2-3 times. I'm getting about 44-45 miles per gallon, somewhere around there. I'll throw a picture up on the screen of what real time what my bike is doing during break-in. But you have to pull the tank and install a floater sensor and then do the wiring, etc., etc., and plug it into the harness. And it's going to be a little annoying install. Later on down the road, I'm kind of deciding whether to do a stage. I'll do a stage 1. I have a good idea of the direction I want to go with on the pipes. And let's go back to the air filter for a minute. I'm just going to get the Screaming Eagle stage 1 air filter that fits inside the OEM stock air can here. A, it's waterproof, no socks involved going down the road. B, it allows me a little more knee room, being the tall drink of water that I am. So anyway, that sums that up. If you take a look, I also reversed the mirrors. It's working out pretty good. The stock mirror configuration, my elbows are blocking the mirror. Down low like that, I have actually a very clear vision on both sides. However, you truly have to take your eyes off the road to look at those mirrors. So, pick your poison. This weather is unbelievable. I mean, getting ready to break out the heated gear, and today it's freaking 74 degrees. What the heck? It's crazy. The last video of the reveal of this bike was only a quickie 6-minute video. Wow, like 200 views in the first 24 hours. Thank you to all of you. Thank you. Subscriptions are still going up. And again, I wish I could say it was my great content. It's not. It was all centers around that Harley-Davidson rant regarding $1 Million Bogan. I just hope you guys stick around. I'll doing my best to up the ante and put out some quality videos with a higher production value on editing. I'll probably get another video out late this week. I have 2 appointments. I have one tomorrow, that's a couple hours away, doctor's appointment, and then I have another one on Wednesday. Got some bad news. I thought I had sciatica issues. Went to see ortho sawbone. X-rays and MRI show that I have deterioration of the spine. Yay! I was told I need 2 of my discs fused. Can't say I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, I've got a battery of more tests to do and deal with. I'll figure that out. If I do have surgery, then I'll be doing videos in the garage and less riding and vlogging. So we'll figure it out. I don't really worry about health issues. I can't control it. What I can do is mitigate it, and adapt and overcome is a term I like to use a lot. Newsflash for all you young bucks and buckettes out there. Enjoy your youth. Your body starts wearing out the older you get. I need to order a service manual. And another annoying thing about Harley-Davidson is they don't have the parts numbers in the service manual. So they hit you up again for a parts manual. Now the service manual is well over $100, and the parts manual I think is close to the same amount. 200 smokes for a parts and service manual. Again, Harley, what are you thinking, man? Chill out. Quit gouging. For Christ's sake. It's not necessary. How do you all feel about the LED Daymaker headlamps? Some people like them. Put out a tremendous amount of light, do a great job at it. But damn, 400 smokes. And I think they're butt ugly to me. The one that looks like a spider eye with all the eyeballs on it, or the other one with a big kind of oval in the center. I'm not a fan of either one. Harley makes a really cool one. Unfortunately, I don't think for this size bike, but it just has a chrome bar going across the center of it. And in the very center is a Harley logo that lights up. I have to check and see if it will fit this bike, if they make one for this bike. If so, I'm going to jump all over that one. I'll dig up a picture of it on the parts section on the Harley website and post it up and share what I'm talking about on that one. Other modifications, I'm going to do a solo seat. It'll have a cowling on the back, and I'll eliminate the rear passenger pegs and the mounts for them. I really wouldn't want to go too up on a sporty for very long. I think it would be awfully hard on the passenger. Just my humble opinion. So another item I really think Harley does well, and this is going to sound kind of silly, but is the self-canceling turn signals. Honestly, they have it down to a science. I've had other bikes with self-canceling turn signals, and after you make the turn, they stay on excessively long, kind of annoying everybody around you. When I make a turn on this bike and I start to accelerate, boom, they immediately cut off every time. Same with my wide glide. That's something they really do right, really well. Damn, look at that beautiful Auburn tree. Amazing. So far the bike's been a real treat. I would highly recommend it. I have to look it up, but I think Sportsters have been around since 1957. Think about that, folks. What is that? 50 plus 13, 63-year run on the Harley Sportster line. That's insane. What I do get tired of hearing is, you know, Sportsters are an entry-level bike. Oh, you can't ride long distance. Oh, get your little lady a Sportster. She'll grow out of it to get the big boy's bike. If you notice, I don't really ride any baggers. I have nothing against them. My gosh, they're absolutely wonderful for munching miles and going across country. I haven't really had the time off to go across country, so most of my stuff is just buzzing around, running errands, doing my thing, picking up parts. So the idea for me to heft around an 800 plus motorcycle in my garage doesn't sound very appealing, let alone the cost. That said, that I don't know, it was a year or two ago they had a CVO in kind of a dove gray Street Glide, I think it was. Oh my word, that was a good looking bike. Might have had to sell a kidney or something to buy that one, but I thought about it for a brief moment. I love my Harleys. Believe it or not, with this beautiful warm weather, I'm jumping all over it, sneaking a ride in. The leaves are very quietly coming off the trees. Very traditional Virginia home right there with the pillars out front. Well, that concludes today's video. Share a few thoughts, give you a few peeks of what's coming down the pike for the Roadster. I hope you enjoyed it. The weather's too darn nice to pass up riding today. Cold days are going to be breathing down the back of my neck any day now. Like the farmers say, you got to make hay in the sunshine. So that concludes today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Share a few of my thoughts and my vision on where I'm going with this bike and the build. I alluded to the fact that it's a bit unusual. Not too many people cafe out there any Harley for that matter, let alone a Sportster. It's precisely why I bought this bike. That badging on the side of the tank is definitely a throwback to the XR 750. Ooh. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you want to see more in the future, hit the subscribe button right down in the corner, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.